Have you ever stopped to think that time, what we live running after, maybe doesn't exist the way we think? Maybe time is just an illusion, an invention of the human mind to try to make sense of what happens around us. But what if I told you that we measure time not by time itself, but by space? Today, I invite you to embark on a journey that many prefer to ignore: the time. One day, it's not just a 24-hour set. It's the Earth spinning around itself. A year. It's exactly her going around the sun. Look, we translate the movement of the universe in units that we can control. But the more we try to understand time, the more it escapes through our fingers. And when we start talking about relativity, then the mind becomes a knot. Time, for science, is one of the most complex entities that exist. We even try to represent it together with space, in that model of elastic fabric of space-time. But if you're honest, it's still pretty abstract, right? Our calendar, for example, this one you use to mark your appointments, holidays, and birthdays, is just a convention, and it is not so old. The Gregorian calendar was only created because Pasm. Emperors wanted months with their names. July by Julius Caesar, August by Augustus, and here comes the famous 30 and 31, all result of ego fights. And yet, even with all this human effort, the calendar is broken. So much that every 4 years, we have to invent a day more. The leap year, to try and adjust an account that never closes completely. Now think with me. If neither our measure of time matches the reality of the universe, then what is the real time? In physics, time can be seen differently. In some formulas, it doesn't even appear. But still, these equations show that something changes, that something happens. The key: entropy, the arrow of time. The direction in which things are disorganized. Imagine you with a coffee mug in your hand. You drop, it breaks, and there is no way back. You can try to paste until redo, but it will never be the same. This is entropy. It's proof that time has passed, and that something has changed. Look what madness. This leads us to a powerful statement. We travel in time all the time. Now, at this very moment, you are moving towards the future, and tomorrow, when he wakes up, he will be further from the present than now. But time is not absolute. Remember the movie Interstellar? If you haven't watched, should. Their time passes differently. While some stayed on the surface, they aged only minutes. The other, who stayed in the ship in orbit, aged years. And this is not fiction, it's physics. Relativity. Time slows down when we move too fast or when we are under an immense gravity. Newton doesn't explain it. Einstein does. It is as if time stretches itself, twists itself, changing shape according to the environment. The planet Mercury, for example, scientists could not predict its exact position using only the laws of Newton. They even invented a fictional planet, the Vulcan, to try to explain. But then came Einstein with the theory of relativity. They applied to the equations, and that's it. Everything fits. Even satellites that orbit the Earth need constant adjustments to their clocks. Because yes, time up there passes different from time down here, and if we do not correct, the GPS that you use every day to get around starts to go wrong. Time is relative, depends on the referential. And look how curious. Even our mind perceives time differently. Ever noticed how, when you're having fun, time flies? But when you are in an endless queue or waiting for something important, every second seems like an eternity. This personal perception of time can vary from person to person, moment to moment, and it is as mysterious as the physical concept itself. There are simple experiences that show this, like that feeling that the clock hand, takes longer to move at first glance.
Whoa. Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
Or that anguish when you are in the mood to go to the bathroom, and it seems that time just stopped. But in time travel, really? That divides opinions. NASA has already done an interesting experiment with two twin brothers. One of them, Scott Kelly, spent almost a year on the International Space Station, traveling more than 27,000 kilometers per hour. The other, Mark Kelly, stayed here on Earth. When Scott came back, he had aged a little less than his brother. It's not fiction, it's fact. It's science. Relativity acting for real in our real world. And go back in time. That's where the debates begin to heat up. Films like Tenet explore this idea in a brilliant way, time flowing back and forth at the same time. And although it seems like a crazy script, quantum physics even opens up some possibilities. There is no law of physics that forbids the trip to the past, but this does not mean that it is possible. Maybe the universe just doesn't have enough RAM to allow this. Philosophically, the famous paradoxes arise, like the grandfather paradox. And if I went back in time and prevented my grandparents from meeting, how would I be there then? Some say that this would create a new timeline. Others think it would be simply impossible, because the universe would refuse to allow such an absurd contradiction. And you know what's funny? Stephen Hawking, the genius, once organized a party for time travelers, only that he released the invitation after the party. The idea was simple. If someone appeared, it was because he came from the future, keen to part, but no one showed up. But is it really that no one appeared? Or is it that who managed to return knew he could not be seen? The truth is, we may never know. Time is one of the greatest mysteries of the universe. It can be a dimension, an illusion, or even a prison, but it is also what gives meaning to our existence. It is what allows us to remember, dream, plan, and evolve. And while science continues to try to explain time, we continue to live within it. Or, who knows, being lived by him. But now, just to mess with your mind. What concept of time travel do you support? The movie Back to the Future, where time is treated as a single and continuous line. If you travel to the past and change something, the whole timeline is altered, directly affecting the present and future. Or the movie Avengers Ultimatum, where time is treated like a tree with multiple ramifications of the timeline. If someone goes back in time and changes something, a new parallel reality is created, and the original timeline remains intact. So, now comment below which concept you support. If this video made you think a little bit about the time, leave the like right now and subscribe to the channel. This helps too much for us to keep bringing deep content like this. And look, there's another video appearing on the screen right now that will expand your mind even more. Click on it and continue this journey with me. See you there.